God bless you all. Listen, we're back with Let's Talk with The Rock. So I need you to do me a favor. Uh, I need you to tag a friend and let them know that we are on the air tonight. We have an amazing show planned for you tonight. Oh my God. It's about to be crazy up in here tonight. So you need to hurry up, tag at least one person, let them know that we are on the air right now. I know y'all been waiting on this because we took a break for the 4th of July. And so I know y'all been waiting on this. This is episode 4, season 1, and I'm excited about what God is doing even on this talk show. We have helped so many people around the world doing this talk show, and we thank God for this platform because this is something that God gave us to do. This is not church, but we're talking. Every week we have different ones on the show that can give you their own opinion, and so that's what we like about this show. It's just not one way. And so tonight got a little twist for you, man. I have what we call the next generation, right? That's what we call the next generation is on this platform tonight. And they getting ready to give you their twist on how they feel about different things. No, it's about to be crazy. So if anything, you ought to tell your young people to start tuning in right now. I see the numbers going up. So tell your young people to start tuning in right now because they need to hear this. And if they have any questions or comments and all that stuff, they feel free to do all of that tonight. But I got what we call the next generation. Some of y'all call it the new millennials. You call them all kind of stuff. But they're here tonight, and we're going to pick their brain. All right? We're going to pick their brain. Now, right before we start talking, I'm going to let them give you their name. They're going to introduce themselves to you so you would know who's on this show tonight, all right? Very professional people. I love all of them, and they decided to do this for me tonight, all right? So I'm going to start from my left, your right, and they're going to introduce themselves. They're going to let you know what school they went to, what school they're going to rep the school. They're going to do all of that. They're going to do what they do, okay? So don't expect them to be me. I want them to be themselves tonight, all right? All right, come on, introduce yourself and let the world know your name and what school you actually attended.
I'm Monique. My name is Monique, and I attended Western Michigan University in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I graduated with my bachelor's in biomedical science and a
Woo,
minor in chemistry.
you better come on. All right, come on, baby, introduce yourself.
Hey, Prophet. My name
Hey,
is India Bibbs. I attend the Northern Illinois University, located in DeKalb, Illinois. I'm studying health administration, and my minor is human development and family sciences.
mm,
I am still studying in my undergrad. I plan on graduating in May of 24, officially with my
woohoo, that's what I'm
bachelor's.
talking about.
As you
Come
should.
on, baby, introduce yourself.
My name is Keela. I'm studying fashion merchandise at Dominican University, and I also plan to graduate in May of 2024.
Wow, man, do y'all see who we got on here? Come on, introduce yourself.
My name is Deja. I go to Chamberlain University with my nursing bachelor's of science.
Wow, look at this. So y'all see who we got on here, right? So at least y'all know who we got on here tonight. It's gonna be some crazy conversation. Now, I'm getting ready to jump right into it. I see them numbers still going up. Tag a neighbor, tag a friend, tell your son, tell your daughter, all of them. Get on here right now. We have the next generation. They are on the air tonight, and we're about to pick their brain, and we're about to ask questions that different ones was asking me, and so I'm gonna drop it to them. All right, here we go. We about to kick it off. We about to kick it off. Now, we're going to start with church. All right, y'all, we're going to start with church. Let's lay the foundation with church because I've been getting a lot of questions from pastors, bishops, apostles all around the world. And the main concern was they said to me, Prophet, you have a lot of young people at your church. We follow you every week. And when they move their camera, man, we see all the young people, and they're packed in there. We can't get young people to come to our church. Young people don't go to church no more. So the question they asked me, how do you get the young people to go to church? It's hard for me to answer that because I really don't know. So I got you all on here. They are watching. In fact, I see two of them just logged on. They're watching. These pastors are watching. They need to know. And so any one of y'all can just chime in, and then we'll go from there. Why young people don't like church like that no more? Come on, talk to me. Come on. Come on.
So, in my opinion, I feel that a lot of people have, like, a lot of younger people have left the church simply because, like, in every church setting, there's a different atmosphere.
Okay.
Some are more authentic than others.
Okay.
So, and also I feel that, some of the older generation, they're supposed to, guide us and lead the way.
Right.
And somehow I feel like within our generation, that kind of has lost its touch a bit, because I feel like there's a lot of judging, there's a lot of belittling, and most people, such as myself, like that doesn't help me. That doesn't give me a motive to, want to walk with Christ. That makes me feel like, am I worthy? Do I deserve to even walk with Christ? Am I worthy of that?
Wow.
Just
Come
to
on.
piggyback off
Come
what
on.
Monique said, I definitely 100% agree with. It needs to be very authentic. It needs to have realness. Me and Monique grew up in the same church. I went
Okay.
to my old church until I was about 18, 19. And I was introduced to this church because of Monique. And when I came, I was like, I've never heard God like this. Or like,
Wow.
I don't even know what the Bible was talking about before I came here.
Oh,
So
my God.
I think it just depends on being authentic and like you being real with us and telling us like, I've been through this and this is how you get through it.
Wow. Come on. Chime in. Jump in. It's okay.
From my experience, I agree with Monique and Deja. I can say that my grandfather is a pastor,
Okay.
and my grandmother is a first lady. So growing up in church, there's a standard that I've seen that probably my friends have not seen. So the respect that I have for church, and I know I'm not going to say that I for sure know proper protocol, but I'm used to seeing people shout. I'm used to seeing people catch the Holy Ghost. I'm used to these things that we call norms in the church. So when you bring other people, it's like, what is this world? What's going on? It's hard for them to understand. And then also, it's kind of like I'm trying to bring you into my world. So it's hard to bring somebody into the world when they're like introduced to this or they don't know what it is. And then also the older generation set so much respect for church that I could say that people in my age in the street don't have that same respect for the church.
Wow. We're going to have to dig into that. Come on.
I'll say with our generation, we're kind of a microwave generation, so we like
Okay.
to see results almost instantly. You have to be a little bit more realistic with us. Like, it needs to be spiritual, but it also has to be extremely natural because that's what we deal with. It's kind of like, yeah, I can come to church and learn this, but how can I translate this into my real life? And when you teach about sowing, it's almost like you have to teach about saving. You have to teach about investing. Like, you have to show young people that there's real results to this. Otherwise, they would just feel like they're being pimped in church, or like how Deja and Monique spoke on being judged and being judgmental.
Yeah.
They run away from that. I stopped going to church when I was like 13, and I didn't get back in ministry until I met you. And that was in like 2017. And I told myself I had a pastor that I could relate to. So if you aren't a person that's relatable, nobody wants to sit under you. Nobody wants to be under somebody that's perfect.
Wow.
Totally agree
Come
with
on.
that. I agree to that 100% because it's like all like how you paneled all of us. Like
Yes.
we all come from different walks of life. None of us really grew up in the same way. None of us really believe we don't all think the same. We all think differently, but we think on one accord,
Right.
which is good. That's great.
Right.
But this whole world phenomenon is like you're supposed to follow up behind the generation behind you. You're supposed to be able to take from that generation and the things that they instill in us. We're supposed to be able to utilize those things and manage our lives and be able to handle certain things. But the reality of it is everyone's reality is not the same.
Listen, I love the way they are talking tonight. Like, this is crazy. I'm about to pick their brain. I'm telling you, I'm about to really pick their brain, because they said some interesting things tonight. And so I have to kind of go into this. I want to go into this because we got to go more, because I see my pastor friends on here. So we have to go more. Now, here we go. So are you saying your generation don't really come to church because of the people in church or the pastor? Which one? I'm trying to make sure we get this right. They need to know this. Is it the church people or is it the pastor?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
I say it's both.
Both. I agree.
I agree it's both.
Okay, explain it. Explain it.
Okay.
Explain it.
Okay, I just did.
Okay.
So I feel like with a lot of churches.
Give me your mic. Give me your mic, and then y'all pass back and forth. Go,
Okay.
come on, because I want to hear this. Come on, come on.
I say with some churches, there are certain people in the church that, like I said, that will make you feel uneasy, a bit uncomfortable. And me, I've always, even you one day you preached it. You said nobody wants to be somewhere that makes them feel uncomfortable or feel unwanted. You're supposed to bring us in and
Right.
don't call me, don't tell me about my faults. Help me, lead me, guide me, teach me what you think it is that will help me, right?
Oh, come on.
So I feel like if people they try to make you feel so just low about yourself when you already like down, that's like you kicking somebody while they down. And I feel like most people, they try to look at themselves as perfect when really they have the most flaws. And then going into pastors, like you said, a lot of pastors, they don't have relatable stories. They want to try to make an image, create an image.
Come on.
And a lot of people, a lot of the younger generation, I feel like we see through that. So it's kind of hard when we sitting in an environment where it's like, okay, this is fake, that is fake, I see it, I don't want to be a part of it. I'd rather walk away from it than sit in it and try to feel like I'm going to eventually get some type of conviction from it, because I'm not. You're just making me uncomfortable, and I'd rather not be somewhere I'm uncomfortable.
Oh my God. Wow.
Anybody
Keep
wanna
going.
go?
Keep going.
So
Keep going.
I think
Keep going.
it's-
Come on.
I think it's definitely both, but I think the pastor has an opportunity to override all of it, because
Wait a
when
minute.
everybody, when all young people first join this church, you make it known to be like, I don't care what anybody says to you. Don't get in these type of groups, or like you make it known that the reason why we're here is to have a relationship with God and to build our relationship with God. It is not anybody else's responsibility to make us feel, safe and comfortable. So I think that there's nothing that anybody or anything that can happen in Powerhouse that can take me away from my ministry.
Amen.
So, and I feel like
Amen.
that's up to the
Amen.
pastor to make you feel comfortable to do.
Oh my God. Come on, Keely. I know you want to jump in here. I know you want to jump in.
Okay, I want to say that it's three parties, right? It's the pastor, it's the people, and it's yourself, because you also have free will. You have control over what it is that you're going to take, what you're going to respond to, how you're going to conduct yourself, and what it is that you come into a ministry looking for. Now, as they just spoke and said, I do believe pastors can override so many things, but like I've known my own pastor, you sitting here, that you've gone to people and said, hey, this is how you should conduct yourself, and they had the free will to do something different.
Right.
But I do feel like in a lot of ministries, like I mentioned, there's this misconception that, oh, he's pimping the church, or we have female pastors now, she's pimping the church. And you have pastors that don't really administer in that avenue that says, hey, this is what I want you to do, but on the natural side, this is what you also should be doing for yourself. Because it's like, okay, you speak about people sowing into your life, but you're a pastor. I'm not a pastor. I'm a regular sibling. So how do I get what you got? And you tell them about saving and investing. And then as far as people go,
Wow.
it's just kind of like church is supposed to be a community, but I'm not going to lie, the streets are realer.
Yeah. Well, come on. Uh-oh.
Come on
The
with it.
streets are realer.
Uh-oh.
It doesn't really feel like a community. I've sat in a ministry and felt like I have more adversities here than I do in my high school. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Come on, babe.
Just going back to the basics, the beginning of the
Yes.
question of why young people don't come to church, I could just say, even going off knowing who you are and coming to church, how you dress, how you approach people, and how you talk, even in the pulpit, relating your story while giving these sermons of the Word of God and to telling
Yes.
your experience. It's easier for even somebody like my dad to come and say, never stepped foot in the church before, but now he's a faithful member. So just who you are and how you choose to, your audience, who you want to bring God to. I feel like it's different than saying if we were on a regular talk show today, you probably would have an attire for us to wear a 2-piece suit. You would have a suit on, but we're natural, we're ourselves. So wanting to have other people to come in that could come as you are. I don't have no heels to come to church today. You can wear your sneakers. You just come respectfully.
Yeah.
So I feel like even those natural basic standards of saying, I want you to meet God where you are, and having a pastor who allows that, I think that's one of the standards that breaks away from people coming to church as well.
And meaning that
Come on.
statement 100%. Like a lot of churches have the big banner that says "Come as you are," and then you come in jeans or you come in the clothes that you have, and it's like you're looked at like you're crazy.
Yeah, you're judged.
Like this is the first church that I've been to where I don't feel out of place for wearing jeans.
Wow.
And
Wait
that's
a
the
minute.
funny thing about it.
Jeans?
That's
Yes.
the funny thing about it because
Come on.
one of the things that he taught us that I remember verbatim literally is people take into account come as you are meant clothes. That means still sick, unhealthy,
Come on.
endangered,
Come on.
not safe. I'm coming
Yes.
to a place to find safety, and then I feel less safe. I feel like that's a lot of the things that our generation feels.
Wow.
Like a lot of people, they are in the streets, they doing these different things, and they try to come to a place to try to get, away from that, or even just get a sense of security. And a lot of people don't get that. They're not getting it at home. They feel like they're getting it on the streets, but when they come to the church and try to get it, they don't get it. So now it's like, where else am I gonna go? Back to the streets.
Now look at this. Did y'all hear Mo? She gonna try to tell y'all, what she learned in church. She did learn that in church. Cause see, I know some of y'all probably watching think "Come as you are" meant clothes. It was never talking about clothes. It was talking about your soul. It was talking about the condition that you're in. That's what "come as you are" I mean. And so, come on, Mo, you better come on now. That means she ain't just sitting in church. She's learning some stuff. Now, let's curve this thing because you started it. So, no, I'm going right in, and then I'm going to cut y'all off. I'm going to pause for station identification because we got to pay some bills. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause. But I want to lay the foundation, and then we're going to pause because I heard what you said. You said the street treats you better than the church. Now, wait a minute. Y'all heard the same thing? You heard it? Okay. She said the streets treat you better than the church. Now, as a pastor and for someone that come from the street, that is very sad. No, that's not even nothing like nice, to say. But this is how people actually feel. And so we're in a tough battle that if going to the club with my friends, I feel more safe in the club than I do in the church. That is sad. And we trying to get young people back to church. It's hard to fight fun. We're going to pause. Y'all remember that. And y'all going to tag in on that. It's hard to fight fun. Listen, I need you all that's watching right now all over the world. I need you right now to plant a seed, whatever that seed is, whatever God tells you to plant. Sow that seed to keep this telecast going, keep this talk show alive. We have a full production team that's doing a fantastic job. So I need for you, if you've been enjoying every episode, to start sowing seeds right now. The way to give is on the screen. The way to give is on the screen. And so we give to everything else. Let's sow a seed to keep a talk show going that's actually helping you in your life. I'm thanking all of you in advance because I see some of my people on here. I know they're giving. I see some of my pastor friends on here that gives every week. Thank you all so much. I want to personally thank you all for sowing seed into this ministry, all right? Now, we're going back to them because I need y'all come on in. We're gonna chime in on this. It is difficult because you can say what you want to say. It's fun in the street. Oh, okay. See,
Real bad.
you can get deep if you want to. Ain't nothing out there. No, it's a whole lot out there.
Yes, it is.
Now, if it's a whole lot out there, and then you come to a church and you're not feeling no love, that is a struggle. That is a struggle. So, are people in you all generation, are they really feeling like that? Are they really feeling like that? Talk to me.
Yes, I think they do feel
Really?
that. Yes, I literally feel like they would be like okay, I'm just using myself for an example.
Okay.
When I don't come to church, I feel so much conviction.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I'll miss a day, and I'll literally call them, or like I'll text them, and I'll be like, I'll express that we'll talk about it, or they'll get on me, they'll be like, why you going to church? Like, like
Okay,
that.
okay.
It's good to have people like that, and a lot of our people, or even people we know, they don't have people like that, even to speak to them in their daily lives, like when they make certain decisions, or when a lot of people talk themselves off a ledge. So
Wow.
you don't have somebody in your corner to help you and to be able to grab your hand, even spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and be like, no, like this is where you need to be. This is what I'm bringing you back to. Like, and that's why I'm like grateful to have that. But a lot of our younger generation, they don't have nobody to call them and be like, oh, why you didn't go here? But they do have somebody to be like, oh, why you weren't at the party last weekend?
Oh.
So yeah, it's real easy.
Okay, that makes sense.
For it to be fun.
That makes sense.
And sometimes, unfortunately, our generation will choose fun over being saved.
Wow. Come on, chime on in. You started this.
Right.
I'll say in the streets, you kind of know your community, right? You got the people who smoke weed with each other. You got the drinkers with each other, the party goers, the promoters, whatever. You have your community. But in church, you don't really have something like that. I think church is more so a mental hospital where everybody comes in ill, and it's like, I'm too sick to even pour into you or to be communicative to you. So I don't really want to have that relationship with you. And another thing is, like, in the streets, you know who you into it with. You know you got your clique, but in church...
What do y'all call it? Now, what do y'all call it when you know you into it?
We call them the ops.
The ops.
Yeah,
okay.
you know your
Okay,
ops.
okay,
You know,
ops.
you know who you're not supposed to be hanging around, what block you're not supposed to be on.
Wow.
You know that type of stuff. But in church, you might hug somebody and they done talked about you with somebody else. It's another rumor that they done started. They believe in something. Like, you don't even know that this person has a problem with you for real. And it's kind of dangerous to be in church like that, because you don't know who's going to stab you. You don't know who's going to kill you spiritually and naturally.
The way you just put that together, oh my God. No, the way you just put that together makes so much sense, because on the street, at least you know who don't like you.
At least you know who do not like you.
You know who don't like you. But when you come to church, it's like you're walking blind.
Yes.
Oh my God. So you can just be hugging somebody that don't care for you at all.
Or they friend don't care for you, and by association, you know, it's an unknown
Lord,
gang
have mercy.
thing.
It's literally
Oh,
the blind leading the
Lord.
blind.
It's an unknown gang going
Oh
on.
my God. Oh my. See, I'm picking y'all brain because people are watching. They need to know this. Why young people are not coming to church no more. In fact, I know a lot of churches that the young people are not even interested no more. It's almost like, you going to church? Where? I hear more about brunches than church. Now, what's up with this brunch thing on Sunday? Now, what's up with this? Now, in my day, we never heard of a brunch on Sunday. Like, never. Okay? Y'all got a brunch on Sunday. Like, have any of y'all ever been to a brunch on Sunday?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Oh, really? Oh, really?
But
Oh.
I feel like I love a good brunch on Sunday. Well, I love a good brunch, but I feel like it is a tactic to get the young people or the people out of church.
Okay.
And to just be real, I feel like in addition to what the ladies were saying, it's also like going back to what you said, like a microwave community. I feel like with church, you have to be in it for real, and you have to wait for results. And a lot of young people are just like, so what you mean? I gotta pray, I gotta read the Bible, and I gotta come to church to get my money to, get a good job.
Wow.
But I could go outside and flip this, and sell this, right? And
Wow. Really? This is what
I'm
it's
gonna get
at.
all I need with that. So and it's fast. So I feel like it's just being open enough to know that you have to put in the work to get a bigger outcome than what you're gonna get off the street.
Ooh, come on.
Okay,
come on,
well,
come on.
I agree with what they're saying, but I have a different idea. So
Come on.
I feel like outside is a time. I go outside, I have fun, and then it's like when I come to church, you try to make connections with church people because this is home, this is family, but because I'm afraid of being judged, I choose to keep my business to myself. It's like if I see Mo, hey Mo, how was school? That's a safe space at church. I'm not gonna tell you, Mo, yesterday I was on Sunday night, I was getting money,
Yeah.
and then have Mo hold me accountable to say, okay, you did that, get up for church on Sunday. We don't have that. It's like, okay, she outside, and then go talk about me tequila.
Yeah.
And don't hold me
Wow.
accountable,
she
and
ain't here
then
'cause she was on 79. Yeah.
Right.
instead of saying,
79.
coming to grab me and pray with me.
Yeah, you better party.
That was just an example, but I'm being for real. So I agree with they say outside. The streets will hold you because outside is a time.
Wow. Now, so let me ask y'all a question and be honest. Be honest. Okay, here we go. Do you have a good time at church?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been at church plenty of times. I'm like, I feel like I'm in a club right now.
I think we should have a referral program because I got a little chain reaction going on here. Yeah, I have that much of a good time in church.
Wow. See, and I think that's what a lot of churches is missing. It's almost like, like when certain people mention church, they mention sleep. I go to sleep. No, I've heard this several times. I go to sleep. It's hard to sleep at Powerhouse, though. I don't know.
Baby, this is Club Jesus.
I don't see a lot of people sleep at
Club
Powerhouse.
89.
But you said something that they've been writing. You said something, see y'all starting stuff. You said, but that pastor have to lay that foundation. The pastor can override everything. But I will say this, because I got a little twist on it, but the people got to listen.
And I also feel that you're human. And there's only so much as humans can carry on our back. You carry a lot already. So it's like, how much? How many times? How much is it gonna, like, what else is it gonna take?
That's what I'm saying. Because you don't want to find yourself blaming the pastor for everything, for your mistakes. When the pastor told you not to hang with them and you still hung with them, so is that still the pastor's fault?
No, that's why I said earlier, it's up to 3 people. It's the people of the church, it's the pastor, and it's you. You have free will.
You got free will.
And you have
'Cause
to have
the
a
pastor-
healthy
come on,
mind. You have
come
to
on.
have a healthy mind because I feel like a lot of times when you get up here and say stuff, it applies to me, and you just be like, just say ouch. Like,
Wow.
and I be in my seat like,
I
yeah,
sit
you
right in
know?
that chair.
So y'all really
Right
be
in that
listening?
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people, everybody can't
Wow.
come in here because I feel like they're going to take what you're saying to hurt them. I feel like you have to have the mind to receive and know that I need to change for myself. A lot of people don't self-reflect enough. They think it's everybody else's fault but themselves.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Everybody.
Wait a minute. Now, come on, y'all open this stuff up. Because that's what we deal with. I told one of my pastor friends, you were not there in the conversation. I said, I don't want you to take all the blame. I don't want you, because he felt so bad. I can't get these young people. I can't get nobody. I said, let me tell you something. We dealing with more today than we ever seen before. A sensitive generation. You just said it. You can say something and they'll hear one thing. I ain't never coming back to the church. Wait a minute. Just if the shoe fit, put it on and move on. But when you dealing with sensitive people, them the most hardest people to pastor is sensitive people. Like I tell people of this generation, they wouldn't last like in the church that we were from. Oh no, no. First of all, we didn't have no social media, so it was none of that. Them pastors back then didn't care what they said, and it was 500 plus in the church, and they would say it on the microphone, And so we dealing with a lot of sensitive people that can't do what Deja just said. Hey, if it applied, let it fly. Like, come on, but they get they get an attitude, like, and then they want the pastor to come. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You want to know what else I think?
Come
Sometimes
on.
I think it goes beyond sensitivity as well too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't like being told they wrong.
That's true.
No one like
That's
even
true.
like even just speaking on myself, like I hate it sometimes when I'm wrong. You be like, man, all right, I got it, all right, cool.
Right, right.
But you take it into account because it's like this person wouldn't be saying this to you if it didn't mean something. This
Okay.
person wouldn't be doing this if they did not care.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people, they'll think like if you saying a certain things to them or saying it a certain way, that it's like, oh, I'm badgering you. I'm telling you what it is that you need to do, that you have to do. When in actuality, I care about you. You care about them. You're trying to help them, lead them, guide them, which is how it should be.
Yeah.
And it also goes to lifestyle and manners. Some people don't have correct etiquette and they don't handle things a certain way.
Y'all, this conversation is getting deep. Let me tell you something. I am highly impressed, but you already know what I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to throw a curveball because you all are just like y'all hit it and y'all knocking everything out the park. But I want to deal with something that's going to lead me into the next thing. And we got enough time. We're just going to keep going. I feel, and you don't have to agree with me because this is why this is a talk show. I feel that this generation don't have a lot of willpower.
Okay.
I think they crack under peer pressure more than I've ever seen in my entire life. Like these people doing stuff that they don't even know what they're doing. It's almost like, you know what I mean? Like I've drove by a group of people just doing stuff, and I'm like, I want to stop and talk to them, and I did. I wanted to see, like, do y'all even know what y'all doing? No, but they do it. So you just doing it because they do it? Like, what do y'all feel about that? I mean, I know y'all know people like this. I mean, I know y'all know people like this.
Strongly, I feel like it's the crowd you hang around. I feel like a lot of people don't have people in their life that they can trust sincerely to guide them, because how do I know what you say is right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like it also deals with this generation of saying a lot of people don't show you themselves sincerely. They only show you what they want you to see. So if you see me doing bad and successful and handling my business and doing what I'm doing, I'm trying to mimic what you're doing.
Right, right.
So that's how I feel, as if that's why people are doing things unknowingly. And then also, even to tie it back into a spiritual thing, we can't do everything that people on the street do because there could be a different type of anointing on our life.
Right.
So people around you, it could be a test from God, and you falling for the same mistakes every time. So I feel like finding somebody valuable that you can entrust and still in you is kind of hard in our generation because we piggyback off each other.
Wow. Come on, take it.
I think nobody has individuality these days. I think everybody looks on Instagram and they see Ari, they see Jada, they see all these people that's living a fast life, getting all this money, going everywhere they want to, doing what they want to, and they think that they can do that. But in all actuality, you don't have an entrepreneur mindset. You don't have, like, you don't dress good, so it's just like you can't. I'm sorry.
No, come on.
You can't do that. So I just feel like people don't believe in 9-to-5s no more. And I feel like that's a problem. Everybody thinks that they could just run a business, and it's not that easy. So I just think people just see the fast life and they think that that's what's up, but they don't see behind closed doors. Some of the people are not sleeping. They into it with their family. You know, they don't have a peace of mind. So I just think everybody just needs to be real. It all ties back to being 100% yourself.
Wow. Come on. Come on.
What I will say again is that we have a microwave generation, so we push for results almost immediately. And when you have someone that's in your environment that says, I'm taking this and it's taking my pain away for a few hours, and your natural side says, well, I'm still dealing with pain even after I'm being spiritual and I'm praying, it takes whatever it is. So that willpower is actually diminished when you're dealing with somebody that's looking for a microwave result.
Yeah, yes, yes.
But back to what India and Monique were saying too, we come from the baby boomers, most of us up here, that dealt with authoritative, aggressive parents that were right even when they were wrong. And when we push for results, it's like, I'm not going to listen to you because I know that you're wrong. Like, there's a topic on Facebook or social media, I should say, that says, as a parent, would you apologize to your child when you're wrong? Would you talk to them a certain way? Would you go back to the drawing board? It's all about your delivery when you're dealing with kids in my generation, because we won't be receptive. We ain't going to listen. I am totally for that. I'm not gonna lie, I was the rebellious child, but you have to talk to me a certain way, you have to have a certain tone, and you have to deliver certain results for me to be like, I'm gonna do what you're doing.
Right. And see, the only reason why I'm picking you all brain tonight, because everything is not a demon.
I agree.
No, everything is not a demon, and they call it a demon, but if you don't deal with that real issue, you can put it off and say it's a demon, but everything is not a demon. I didn't do certain things because I didn't want to do it. So growing up, I had friends that actually smoked. I had friends that did drugs. And I was offered. I was offered the drugs. I was offered everything. Well, back in our day, they called it reefer. Y'all got new names now, but they called it reefer. We rolled it up on the tops, and they offered it to me, and I was just like, I'm good. And they like, come on, man. And of course, I got called a few names, because you're gonna be called names. Like, I don't know what names y'all got.
Lane, Goofy.
Yeah, see, y'all got all the names. They just called us a square. They like, you a square, man. And I'm like, yeah, but okay. I don't want to do it. But I've never, ever, as long as I've been living, heard of so many people, so many young people on some kind of drug. You can't tell me that's all a demon. Somebody just don't know how to say no.
I feel like a lot of people in our generation, they chase a high. And from people that I even know, they've told me, like, once you get that first one, that's what you're trying to chase every single time. But you'll never reach.
But what made you get the first one? Was it peer pressure? Because you had a choice.
Now, for most people, I will say that if it's not peer pressure, it's them dealing with their own demons. Even though everything isn't a demon, it's people. Like I said, they'll talk themselves off their own ledge. Like they'll sit in a room and literally talk themselves through doing certain things, even if they don't want it themselves. The flesh is weak, like you said. Like the flesh is weak.
Yeah.
So it don't take much for certain people. It just takes that one. Just take one thing, like a trigger.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just crazy. But see, this generation call it a vibe. No, drug is a vibe.
Everything in a vibe.
You know what I mean? And they actually call it a vibe. Like, what would make you ready? All right. I'm talking to you and Deja now. And I'm going to need y'all to chime in. What would make you, if I present you all this drug, and I tell you all, I want y'all to take this drug, but you have a 50% chance of dying, but a 50% chance of living. What make people still take the drug? You ready? Come on.
Personally, nothing will make me take that drug. Nothing.
But they're taking it though.
They
Come
are.
on.
I don't know. I just feel like our generation is all about living on the edge, like the risk, the high.
There we go. Okay.
Like everything,
Okay.
just like you said, a vibe.
Okay.
Like if I can escape reality for 1 minute,
Woo!
I'll do it.
Oh my
Even with the 50%
God.
chance.
Yes.
Oh my God. If I could escape reality for 1 minute, it's worth the chance.
One.
Wow. Come on, Keely. I know your little brain is going.
Again, personally, it wouldn't be me. But I think our generation chases, an image. So it's like I tell people all the time, especially in my generation, if
Yeah.
you're listening to this, if you're watching this, have a filter because that's not reality. I hear rappers all the time saying, "Oh, I took this drug, but then I have to go home and I have to still deal with this at the end of the day." So it's really not even
Oh
worth
my
it. I
God.
don't think our generation really thinks like there's no logic behind it. It's like, okay, you could do this, but there's a risk at you losing your life, and then there's this other chance for you to get back up, still live, and still deal with what you have to do. So what would you rather do? A different outcome,
Oh
a
my
different
God.
whatever. Yeah, personally though, not me.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, India.
Oh,
Come
I
on.
wouldn't take the drug, but my perspective on the chasing the risk and when Monique and everybody was saying, I feel like even piggyback on previous episodes that you had talking about mental health issues, I feel like our generation deals with a lot of depression and anxiety, and it's no secret in school. They tell you, oh, this, I'm going to throw a few things out here. They probably know, oh, weed and all of this, it messes with your oxytocin. It's a stimulator to make you feel some type of way. So chasing that feeling is something that people want to have, like Monique said. And that's why it's like, I need to get away. Like, the pressure of being young and fighting for what we're fighting for, fighting to have a degree, fighting to have this lifestyle to be stable, fighting to have just this dream that we want, is like, sometimes people in our age group could get overwhelmed and it's like, I need a break or this is just too much. And they don't know we're only 20. We're only 20. I'm 30. It's going to happen. 40 is going to happen. I don't even have kids yet. And I'm feeling like my life is so overwhelming. Literally, that's
So
what it is.
why is that though?
The pressure that you put on yourself. If you aim
Why
high,
though? Why? Are you doing this for you or someone else?
You do it for you, mostly.
But,
But
no,
you
it
are
can't
your,
be.
You are your biggest critic.
But
So-
see, the reason why I can't buy that, it sounds good, but I can't buy it because I was young before, and everything ain't for you. Because if it was up to you, it's a whole lot of things you wouldn't do. So some people do stuff to fit in. A lot of people do stuff for parents. A lot of people do stuff for boyfriends, girlfriends.
Yeah.
And they put since they expect me to be, because you can't just say that's all you. Some may be you. That's not all you. So where do it stop? Like, because somebody's watching and they're actually dealing with what we're talking about because they trying to live up to somebody else's standard and they're falling into depression. You just said it.
That's what it is. And I can only speak for myself. I'm a first generation college student. So fighting for a degree and fighting because not everybody makes it to the point that we all already graduated already. I'm trying to fight to where Monique is. So it's like people who surround you will pressure you with what Monique did. Oh, Monique graduated in 4 years. That's
that?
not my journey.
See that? Now
That's
now
not
we're
my journey.
talking. Now we're talking.
That's not my journey.
There you go.
Talk about it. Yeah.
Wasn't so? And I feel like that's like what she said about the young generation. You do have people in your life that will try to, meddle in and things like that. Even with me speaking from personal experience, my parents are older. My parents were born in the 50s, so I had to sit down. We talked, we discussed. I had to explain how I feel, how my experiences are, and of course they elaborate and they tell me. But I feel like a lot of now is our new generation and the old generation. No one's sitting down and having these tough conversations because uncomfortable conversations need to be had.
Yes.
But it hasn't always been like that. Going back to what Keela said, it's been even when I'm wrong, I'm right.
Woo.
This is what it is. This is the layout. But when we want to sit down at a table and have a conversation, our feelings are invalidated simply because stand in child's place. You don't know what you're talking about. You ain't seen life yet. It's people that's younger than me that have probably experienced more than me in their lifetime than I have had in my 25 years of living.
Wow.
And that's because of what they have to go through and what they have to deal
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
A lot of the things that y'all have done and did, it's like, okay, backseat. But our reality is now on the front seat because it's like we crazy. Our generation is doing these all new things now. Granted, I don't say no to drugs, but it's like our reality from y'all's is different. Schooling is different. What we have, everything that we battle is one and the same, but it's all it's literally different.
Because I was getting ready to just say that it's not that different. It's not that different. I mean, the only thing that I know for a fact that's different, you all are presented more than we was presented. Like they got all kind of stuff now, you know, and we wasn't presented all that stuff. We didn't know nothing about that or whatever, and it was just almost like, oh, like when I hear about stuff today, I'll be like, what is that? You know, but y'all, so I get that part because you all have to fight more temptation than we had. You know, y'all got all these different outlets. You know, you got Google that messed you up. You know, you got so much stuff that we didn't have. So goes back to what you said, because I'm a listener. You all, it messed you up because everything is microwaved. Because y'all could go right to y'all phone. Oh, Google this, Google that. When we had to go study it in a book, which made us read a little bit more than y'all had to read because y'all take a lot of shortcuts with this. No, Google, and I'm telling you, and the reason why I know it, because my daughter taught me how to, I was grabbing books. I said, let me show you this. She said, Daddy, you ain't got to grab that book. I said, no, I'm about to show you. She said, watch this. So I told her, do it your way and I'm going to do it my way. I just wanted to test it. I found it in the book. It took me longer. It did take me longer, and I found it. Do you know she found the exact same thing that I found, but she found it on Google?
Okay.
It was long. Took me a while, but she did it just like that. Microwave.
Okay, hold on. Google is not as accurate as you think. We do have more options. That's why we're presented with fast results, and we are eager to get it.
Yes.
However, everything that looks good ain't actually good.
Yeah.
You could be on Google reading something that's cited by somebody, and it's actually not even credible. So it actually really is good to go back to your roots and pick up a book and just make sure.
But how many people do it?
In my generation, I'm not for sure. But I am going to discredit.
How many of you all own encyclopedias?
It
How
ain't no
many?
encyclopedia.
I don't.
I do not.
I
don't
know.
have time
No,
for that.
we had these books in our house.
Wait a minute.
No, we had these books in our house.
I had them in the house.
used
I was
to.
brought up here.
Right,
I just didn't read them. Right, when we was growing up, we
Do
had them.
you have them now?
Yes, I have one. But
What?
I've had it for years. I've had it for years. That doesn't count. I had it since freshman year of college.
I buy
doesn't
books
count.
on the topics that I want to research. I don't
Right.
pick up an encyclopedia and say this is what I'm going to go to. I just go on Google. Whatever book I need to get, I'm going to get.
From where?
Amazon, Barnes and Noble.
So that's what you.
But I'm being completely honest. We have a lot of more things up against us than y'all had. Like, as far as school, if you talk to any old nurse, any 45 and up nurse, they will tell you, I could not do the schooling that y'all doing right now. Like, nursing school is completely different. The tests are longer.
Oh,
the
absolutely.
tests are harder. So I feel like as far as the schooling that y'all went through and the schooling that we went through, I feel like it's different. So, like, I don't have time to look through an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
I'm about to Google it.
Yeah,
Because I
well,
got
again,
5 pages due right now.
Exactly, because it goes
At
back.
11:59 sharp, and it's 11:50.
And guess what? It goes back to microwave. Now, watch this. This is where it killed the generation. Now, I agree with everything you all saying, because if I don't agree, I'm gonna tell you I do not agree with that. I agree because even the driving test is different. It ain't like it was. So if you take a driving test now, they added some stuff, so it's all different. So that's gonna always happen. But I think what the microwave world did to not only to y'all generation, it spilled over to my generation. It caused a major separation. Because just like you said, now you could just go Google these 5 books. opposed to going to a library where everybody is at. And you end up meeting friends. Well, that's what I did. I met a lot of people in the library. You'd be surprised. I mean, but it was a community. We was like a family. Everything today is just so separated. Everybody is in their own world. It's like now when you go into a house, you don't even know that there's actually 7 people in this house. But nobody know because everybody got their phone. They in their own little corner, and everybody doing this. Although the phones is good, don't get me wrong, but you got to see what it caused. It caused the major families don't even have dinner no more at the table. And if they do have dinner, that phone going to the table. You see what I'm saying? And it's like we're eating, but we're not talking. We're eating, but there's no communication. Now you go to the club, music, everybody doing this. How are you in your phone? So now there's nobody dancing together. It just caused a lot of division. That's what all of this, I'm carrying the load by myself come in at. You know why you carrying it by yourself? Because you by yourself. See, I listen to everything y'all say, and I'm summing it all up. You by yourself. So it's easier for me to be in the library and say, I'm struggling. Can you help me with this problem? Sure, I'm studying the same thing. But now it's just you and Google. It's you and Google. And then eventually you're going to feel, here go your word, overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed. I'm doing all of this on my own. We used to have tutors. Do they have tutors today?
Yes.
They still do.
Because we used to have people that actually we had to sit with. Like, you know, we had to actually talk to somebody, a human being, you know. So, yeah, let me just say this because we got literally 4 minutes. Well, really 3 minutes. Everybody, mostly in this generation, I ain't going to say everybody, I'll just say, I'm going to give a good number. 70% of this generation smoke weed. Am I close to a number or should I go down? Y'all tell me.
You should go up.
Go up?
Definitely go up.
No, for real?
People
For
do
real.
things in secret.
About 83.
It's about 95.
Really?
Probably 83.2.
95.
Really? No, I was saying 70. Wow. I was shocked last week. I heard that they just opened up a restaurant. Did you hear about this?
The edibles, like the juice and the
No, the food and everything.
yes, everything. Yeah.
Everything is
They got a
infused.
couple of those.
All in Vegas and California. That's been there.
That's all infused, like a whole restaurant in your food.
Yes,
It's one in Calumet City.
it's one in Chicago.
Whew.
Sunrise Cafe.
Sunrise. There you go.
So let me ask y'all a question. How y'all know about these restaurants?
TikTok.
Facebook.
TikTok.
But it's like, so wow, y'all gave it a higher number. I gave it 70. Like, man, so nobody think that's a problem?
Oh, absolutely.
Come on, talk in the mic and tell me.
enabling.
Because to some people, to some young people I talk to, that's life. It's normal.
The young people don't think about the long run. For the people that's in medical field, you're gonna see like why smoking is literally the worst choice that you can make as far as your organs.
Wow.
So
that's what you're studying. That's what you're studying, right?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
So your lungs
Okay.
and them pills y'all taking, your kidneys, your livers, they all bad.
Oh my God.
A lot of people don't
Real
know
bad.
that. So
Wow.
Even drinking. Like,
yeah,
even
talk
drinking.
about it.
That living baby.
It's being
Even
messed
like
up.
even like alcohol. I mean, it's clearly like if you read the bottle. Just if you read the bottle, you'll be like wow. But oh well, like you know what I'm saying. So it's like I don't know, y'all. I just really think that like I don't know.
Because I'm trying to get to, because I'm trying to help. Somebody just typed on there and said 90%. Jesus.
You probably right.
They said 90%.
Can
It's
somebody
like-
Google it?
Yeah, because it's like our world done turned into Like everybody is smoking weed, or either if they're not smoking weed, they're drinking weed. If they're not drinking weed, they're eating weed. It's some way to get weed in their system. Why?
Escaping the reality. People need to go to therapy.
Oh, Jesus.
They made it normal. It's become normal now, especially when
Wow.
pastors say like it was reefer. Like back when I was younger, it's like, oh, you smoke, you got a side eye. Now it's like you smoke. Okay, let me hit that with you. So it's like it's a norm now. That's why
Wow.
the percentage is so high.
It's like cigarettes. Like back in y'all day, y'all had cigarettes.
Yes.
Everybody smoked cigarettes, but
Yes.
now it's a blunt for us.
Mm,
If you talk about smoking cigarettes around us,
mhm.
you will be looked at crazy. But if you talk about smoking a blunt, it's like, okay.
Wow.
Nothing new.
I feel like, and the reality of it is, some people feel like they can't function without it, like literally, physically, cannot function without, can't eat without it. Before when they wake up in the morning, they gotta smoke or they won't eat.
And that's sad because we have a nurse on here that's telling us it's bad. But the young people somehow say it's good for me. It's healthy for me.
It's
Really?
a good feeling. It's not that it's good for you. It's a good feeling in the moment.
That's always gonna be the argument. I've literally had a debate about it. And all they did was try to say, "Oh, it's natural. It's from the earth. This is what it does. This is what it is."
Oh,
I'm not about to.
got
like,
it,
It's just,
got it.
It's like
got it.
it's an uphill battle. Like I feel like everyone different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna take for you to learn one day that when versus somebody that smoked versus somebody that used to smoke. They will literally tell you, like, this is how I feel my life has changed, how my diet has changed, how my physical capability has changed
Oh, my
since
God.
they stopped smoking.
Oh my
It'll be
God.
different. And with drinking, too.
Oh my God. Listen, y'all. This conversation tonight is, Lord have mercy, because I've seen people literally lose their mind. No, this is like no joke. I knew this guy, one of the coolest guys ever, and I saw him again. He was going crazy. I asked my buddies, what happened to him? And they said, man, they was lacing the weed. And I said, lacing? And they said he smoked some bad. His mind is gone. Like, if y'all, oh my God, if I could put a before and after picture, it was so scary. My heart was crushed because it goes back to what you said in the beginning of the show. I feel like it's not good. I don't care if you say it come from the earth. It's not good because you're going to start chasing a high. Now you want to get higher. And now you're lacing. Now it's just, oh my God. I just say don't even start it. Like, you know what I mean? Don't, because again, you're going to want to one day get higher. It's almost like drinking. You know, you start off, they be playing around. It was a daiquiri. You know what I mean? Let me do a little daiquiri. Let me do a little cooler. They used to call it the little cooler. Yeah, the little cooler. And that little cooler went to a shot of Hennessy. And then it kept going. You know what I mean? It just kept
You had
going.
to drop the dark and go light.
It- Look at this. You go dark, you go light. Then you mix the two. You
But believe it or not,
look like a fool.
the
But
older
yeah.
generation is smoking with the younger generation.
Wow. Wow.
So it's really like, I feel like it's a domino effect. Like, even though, like, okay, yeah, we probably 80%, but the older generation, I think they probably got like a good 63, 65.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad I'm not a part of that generation. Listen, y'all, I'm so sorry we have to go, but I got good news for you. We're going to do a part 2 with this next generation. We're going to add male and female on next Tuesday, and we're going to open up Pandora's box on next week. Listen, I really hope y'all enjoyed this show on tonight. Can you please ma'am, please sir, if you don't mind, won't you sow into this ministry? If we helped you any tonight, if you enjoyed this talk show, won't you plant a seed? Whatever God tell you to get, I don't care if it's $1, plant a seed so that we can keep this talk show going, because I really believe it is helping people all over the world. I thank my guests tonight. They did a fantastic job. And I'm going to invite them back on next week. I want them to come back because I like how they was talking. And I can see y'all comments. Y'all was enjoying what they were saying. And we're just going to add male and female, and we're going to just kind of open up some stuff on next Tuesday. I promise y'all, y'all do not want to miss next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is going to be crazy on Let's Talk with The Rock. Again, I appreciate you all. Continue to pray for us. Continue to stay in the face of God. Do not crack under peer pressure. But just know if God be for you, he's more than the whole world against you. And remember this, don't get so caught up into washing your hands until you forget to clean your heart. This your boy telling you, because only the pure in heart shall see God. Till next time, we'll see y'all next week. Be blessed.
Well, this is the day that the Lord has made, and I'm rejoicing and I'm glad in it. Grace, favor, and blessings upon each of you. I am Apostle Perry, and on behalf of Pastor Antonio Rockamore and ADR Ministries, I am extending to you this invitation to be a part of the upcoming prophetic conference entitled Moving Forward. Now, this conference is going to be held in Houston, Texas. Now, listen, Pastor Rockamore, he's excited. I am excited, and I need you to get excited. But listen to me now, because your excitement alone is not enough. I need you to go to adrministries.com and register for this encounter. I believe it's going to be life-changing as well as barrier-breaking. Now, I myself will be delivering the Word of God along with others, Prophet Dr. Brian J. Mosley, Prophet Marcus Thomas, and Bishop Todd M. Hall Sr., and guest psalmist Tiffany Andrews. Now, the location is Hilton Houston Hotel at 2001 Post Oak Boulevard. The conference begins on Thursday, July the 27th, through Sunday, July the 30th. Again, for more information and registration, just go to adrministries.com, and I'm looking forward to meeting you there. Let's come together and move forward. May the blessings of God rest upon you. I'll see you there.